You want to take your camera lighting from this scene to this scene without spending any money at all? Stick around and find out how we do it. Hi guys, welcome to Finesse Gaming. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. So today's video, like I said, is going to be a really quick way of getting good lighting in your room, in your games room, without having to buy any key lights, any spotlights, or any extra equipment apart from the monitor or monitors that you use. I think ideally this is needed for a dual setup or a triple setup monitor, but if you've got that, this is a fantastic way of doing it without spending any extra cash. So let's go ahead and take a look at how we do it. It is really simple, and it doesn't matter if you record video or if you don't. I'll show you a couple of different ways we can do this. So I'm going to switch over for a second to a different scene with this camera up here. I apologize for the quality of it. That was just an old Logitech one I've got, just so you guys can see what I currently use now when I look at the two monitors. So let's get into this video. Let's go. Okay guys, just so you can see this, so this is the setup that I will be looking at right now. So I have an Elgato Keylight Air up here, and we have a ring light over there. So I've had those two for a little while. The Elgato Keylight I've had for probably about 6 weeks, maybe 2 months, and this one I've had for quite a long time. And then you can see the two monitors that I use. This is usually the gaming one, and this is usually the streaming one. At the moment I've just got them swapped around. But this is the monitor setup that I've got with a few lights and things up above it as well. But you can see the camera set up in between the two, looking straight at me, which is the one we saw a second ago. So I'm going to show you now how to get good lighting if we go ahead and switch the key light off, and if we switch the spotlight off as well. So let's get into it, guys. Okay, so as you saw a second ago, I've got two screens right in front of me, one on my left, one on my right, that I'm kind of looking at right now. And the one on my left is usually a blank screen. Usually I've got the streaming software set up on this, so Streamlabs OBS, and there is a way of doing this if I move the monitors around. But certainly if you're just recording videos like for YouTube, I move the recording software, so Streamlabs OBS, over to my monitor on the right. And the reason being, if I don't want to use the Elgato Keylight or anything like that, we can actually just change the brightness of the monitor, or change from night and day to actually get a slightly better lighting effect. So a second ago at the very beginning of the video, all I did was go from a night mode in Streamlabs OBS to a day mode in Streamlabs OBS. So let me show you quickly how to do it. It's really simple, but it does completely change the way lighting works. Okay, so we're into Streamlabs OBS here, recording away. So we've got quite a dark background here. Okay, so this is in night mode. So if we come down to the settings, over to appearance there, and you can see at the top it says theme, and if we change this to day, it completely changes that effect. Okay, so that's now a lot brighter. And when we come back around to the main screen, you can see it's quite a lot lighter. Okay, there's more light coming at my face because the monitor's quite in front of me. It's pretty much underneath the camera. It's straight at my face, so there's no kind of shadow effects going on either side. Okay, so that's quite a good way of doing it. It's a very simple way of doing it. And again, you don't want two monitors like this, because if I put the left one on the same sort of thing, if I put the left one now onto the same thing, I've got two monitors, both quite light, quite bright. You can see it kind of drowns me out a little bit. So I haven't got too much control over these lights. I can't turn them up and down like you can with the key lights. But this one being on my left is just a little bit too bright. So I prefer this one on my left just to be toned down a little bit. So if I switch this down now, we can see there the monitor has changed. This has now just gone to a darker screen, and this is kind of a good lighting effect. This is a good way of starting off. It's not perfect. It's better with the Elgato lights or some form of key light, but this is a great way of starting off. So switch the monitors over to a white or dark background. That's tip number one. Okay, tip number two is to go into YouTube and find a black screen like this. All you'd have to type in is a black screen or a white screen, and as we go into it, we can actually go to a full screen and set up just a completely black screen. So that now when we go to the webcam shot, we can see it's completely dark to my right. So this is on a black screen, okay? So you can see the lighting effect that changes. So if I go ahead now and change that over to a white screen instead of a black one. Okay, and all of a sudden it's a completely different lighting effect. So again, this one isn't as perfect because we've got a different screen to my left, lighting up my face from a different way. But again, this is a good way of doing it when you're first beginning. Instead of spending a lot of money on key lights and different things, spend your money on the cameras and maybe try and attempt these things first. Lighting is hugely important for camera work, but this is kind of a good cost-effective way to do it when you're first starting out. Okay, so here we have my standard kind of lighting effect. This is usually the lighting I use for videos that I make. And this is a little bit darker than what they were a second ago. The reason being is this room is actually a little bit darker, so this is kind of more like a lifelike reflection of how dark the room is. Again, I can use these lights. I can use the Elgato key light that I've got switched on now to brighten myself up a little bit, but if you watch as I do it, it does kind of drown me out a little bit and just drown out the background as well. So if I could turn it down a touch more, this is on a 10% lighting effect, and what I use it on is just a 5% one, so this is the kind of the same lights you'll see in the background as what I see right now. So this is a lifelike lighting effect. On a video, I just use my screen on my right to blank out now, so it's on a dark screen, and my screen on the left, as you can probably see in the top corner of the PC, is the one I'm currently streaming on. So I've got Streamlabs open over here on the night mode, so it's nice and dark. So I'm using my lighting effects. I'm using my lights, Elgato key light and the little ring light I've got to light up the room instead of the monitors. So let me know what you think, guys. Do you think one of those setups is better than the other? Do you think the monitors is as good or even better maybe as the Elgato key lights? Do you think it's a good way of doing it to begin with? And do you see any other cost-effective ways to do this without spending too much money on lighting, when you've got to probably spend quite a lot on good cameras and good monitors, PC, and all the other different things that go along with it? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, or any better ideas you may have of getting good lighting in the room without spending too much money. Okay, very short video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. It's really simple. A good way of getting good lighting for your monitors as you're doing videos is to use your two different monitors and use different lighting effects on YouTube or in the streaming software that you use. Go from night to day and fiddle about with different lighting effects you can use. If you buy a cheap ring light like the one on my left, I could actually position that somewhere behind me or on one of the sides, so I can get a slightly different angle lighting up my back of my head. And ideally I would have a light behind me or above me pointing down, just it separates me a little bit better from the background. But I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you did like it, please consider dropping a like, hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on. Your support will be hugely appreciated. And also you can find me streaming on Twitch and Facebook. Links will be in the description below. If you want to come and check them out, it'd be great to see you there. And also, guys, I will leave a link in the description just for the two monitors that I use and the Elgato key light, and if I can find it, the little ring light as well. I'll leave those in the description. If you want to go and check one of them out, please go ahead and have a look through there. But until next time, guys, keep gaming, keep safe, good night, GG.